Once again, I say you have a real fine knockdown pattern. One of the other features about it is that it constricts the vertical climb. If you want to use it for a kill factor, of course, you merely shoot in the waist area. If we'll back up now, we'll give you a 30-yard shot. Thank you.
Airway.
That was a slug you fired in that one.
Chief, how about you firing it one-handed offhand?
Off the hip, Danny.
Shoot that one hand.
Guys are all
Just like you would your pistol.
They're all putting them through the same holes. You notice that?
Hey, Matt, you missed.
Give to our policemen, Lord, the firm consciousness that they are the servants of the people, that their avocation in life is a noble one, demanding a high degree of intelligence, emotional balance, courage in facing up to difficult situations, fidelity to duty. Give to all of us a true understanding of the importance of our police departments, so that the blessings of a well-ordered society may be ours. To Christ our Lord. Amen.
We're laughing at the air over there. I don't even think he's got films in the goddamn. Watch him, watch him.
By placing God's word to a lesser place, a minister almost always turns to tremendous involvement in non-church fields to take its place. This is a weakness of many of us in the ministry. We have a built-in gullibility. Let me bring into focus at this point a very controversial subject. The Chicago riots during the Democratic National Convention recently. What events led to the news reports that we saw by way of television? There were terrible, terrible provocations. Stink bombs were used. The police were taunted, spit on, cursed, and ridiculed. And of course, when the showdown came, it was rather enthusiastic. For example, there was an eyewitness to a fellow who climbed under a barricade. When politely asked to leave, he ripped from his clothing a swastika, hit the officer, and moved away. Such provocations went on out of the range of the television cameras, you see.
And this equipment is right out of the armed forces for night vision work. This is not the night vision devices of World War II or the Korean War. This is the new electronic equipment.
The thing I like the best is that chemical streamer there.
Yeah.
The new...
Well, you've got the streamer here. Then you've got these, and then the regular burning type of grenades, which are available, of course, in smoke, the CN type of tear gas, the CS, and also the DM. Another thing that has come up this year that we are added to the line, of course, the riot equipment. Your backbone of it is the 201Z riot gun, with your range of projectiles, either tumbling or flight right type, which will be used for barricade or handling crowds where you want to place tear gas at particular spots and so on. In addition to that, we have, and this is a cutaway model of it, we have a buckshot shell that is used with it. It's a non-lethal it can be fired on the ground to bounce and to stop crowds that are attacking right into that are viciously attacking right into your tactical control group. And this gives you much more, gives you another additional weapon, makes it more versatile, your 1.5-inch gun. And we feel that this is quite a decent step. You must have this versatile stuff like the 1.5-inch caliber gun that you can lay a projectile behind a crowd with a wind or over to one side of this, because that is the only way you're going to effectively control these people and to control it, and you have much more versatility.
Yeah.
And we feel that this is quite a decent thing.
You put them on mine.
I can't. Go ahead.
You can't put them on mine?
No, go ahead. I'll be the billy goat. You take that one.
You gonna get away from that, Howard?
I think I get away from
I
that.
don't think you get away from that, huh?
Well, the first day here, they had my wife hooked up with this, and it was very good.
Where are the clippers, Mr.
Where are the
K?
clippers? We got people handcuffed there. We ain't got no clippers.
One group in my community adopted the Black Panthers' creed, the 10-point program that they stand for. Well, made up of some of the best citizens of my community. And I think they're inciting people.
What's the Panther situation in Oakland, Charlie?
The distinguishing thing, of course, is they espouse change through violence, and this feeling is not shared by many black people or white people.
Their Bible is Mao Zedong's red book, and they'll hold it up, the book, the book, the book. It's required reading. And they say, how do you gain our ends? And they say, with the peace. They call their gun, and everyone has a gun. The peace, the peace, the peace. They teach guerrilla warfare. They say, kill white people. You want to be a Black Panther, you got to kill a white policeman. And this sort of thing naturally terrorizes the black community as well as the white community, and it has a terrible impact on the young policemen.
I am real concerned about my young policemen out on the street who are approached by these people every day.
Oink oink, suey suey, kill the white pig, and this is great.
One of the
and your
tragedies,
policemen, I guess, get it as bad as ours.
Oh, we really get it.
Oh, like from the academic institutions, the problem we have of tuning into them. For example, we've got over 70 colleges in California alone that give degrees in police science. But in a few of the colleges, a very few, we're at complete odds with the academes, and this is wrong.
In regard to the liberalism and teaching of personal philosophies by professors, that this goes on constantly. We find when there's a demonstration at an induction center in opposition to national policy, that it goes right along with a lot of the thinking of the professors, and here are the students, they're coming out now, they're acting out what they've soaked up.
Well, and the professors demonstrate with them.
That's right. They join the thing. They join it.
And then, of course, they're very prone to write letters to the president or the newspaper, and they'll sign all these names with all these academic...
And they're beautiful letters,
they're
with a lot of initials after the name.
But the students read this, and it goes along with students thinking, and who are the bad guys usually? The police are the bad guys.
The establishment.
Yeah, the establishment.
Unquestionably, we're in the most difficult times in modern history. And without doubt, we're in the midst of a social revolution, because we have group after group that have branded themselves as being revolutionaries, who have said we're intent upon destroying this government that we have. They haven't offered any alternatives to it. And in the process, they've managed to grasp the attention of the American public. Well, we've got to get that attention back and put the revolutionary into true focus for what he really is, and in the process destroy him.
Where are you? One more, One more,
Okay, John, go for
There
it.
you go. Tired there. Okay, Jefferson. Work.
Original chemical mace development as a consultant, and that's why
They've been doing a lot of questioning about chemical mace here today, and of course we feel it is probably the most humane thing that we can use. It certainly replaces the baton, which you never know what you're going to do once you use it.
well, you know, one of the things I've always felt about it, you know, if a fellow had a feather duster and he used it as a weapon and it worked, somebody would be against it if you were frustrating their purposes. I mean, you'd always be somebody allergic to feathers, too. Now, I don't know whether I haven't looked at this one. Let's see, where are we here? Yeah, you see
You're shooting at 15 feet.
Yeah, well, got him over there, I suppose.
I hope there's water in there.
Yeah, it's in there.
Well, now, this replacement cartridge will cut the cost considerably.
Yes,
to
yes.
the
You see, Tom, what is the cost of the replacement cartridge going to be on this?
$3.70.
And these are the kind of things I get into with tactical use. This is just too much for close range like you'd use a Mark IV, huh? So what you should do in a riot situation, and let's take Chicago, that type of concentration, the man with this ought to be behind the police line and shooting this with an arc at about a 30-foot range and move his hand back and forth until these droplets hit on the faces of these people, and you get the same effect. And that's what it's for, only that purpose. Now, as far as the baton is concerned, you're aware, I'm sure a lot of people, you're never going to take the baton away from a lot of policemen. And I've always felt that if this option was available, there'd be less of this over-the-head clubbing. I mean, this is what we're talking about, and of course it's got the range.
What's this 20-inch one going to sell for?
Yeah, it runs, the 12 is $13.50, and the 20 is $16, and the 26 is $18.50.
Well, let me ask you another question while we're on it, on the detectives. Particularly this one down here.
Yeah, the Mark II, yeah.
When you have a sports shirt on like you have, this poses a problem for the average detective. I mean, with his suit and so forth when he goes out.
Actually, if you see this in a shirt pocket, it doesn't really identify as well, it does to us.
It looks like a rocket about ready to take off.
No, but it does to us. But it doesn't to the general public, I don't believe. Not that that's the recommended thing, but I mean, that's the way it is. Huh? Let me have it over there. Can I have it over here?
For that, but not quite that.
Well, I think the thing to do first is take it in your hand.
You want to say, what's the weight on that? That's not
19 pounds.
19 pounds.
Now, what it does, basically, due to the volume it puts out, and you can control it, fingertip control here, either CN, CS, or obscuring smoke. And the other thing about it is it has a kind of a roar, a rumbling roar. And psychologically, it's pretty effective from the receiving end aside from the other. Now, what you have to do with it, we've already found this out. It is so effective that the men with it are instantly targets for sniper and other attack. So what you're going to have to do is, if you adopt the system, which a lot of departments are, is if you got your man out in front, have him with some body armor.
And it has to stop 3 shots. Right here. Now, the one thing it will do is it'll give you a heck of a good bulge on it, but it will save your life. It will.
Black and blue mark.
Like someone hitting you with a sledgehammer.
Here, let me show you how it goes on. I'm going to use one that does not have it on it. Here, right over here. See, and then we just put the strap around back here. Here we go. I think you take a little bit bigger than the small size here. You take about my size. We have a groin protector, which could hang down here. Now we have 2 sizes of groin protectors. This is the small one, and the dummy there is wearing the long one.
How long can this go on? He's got about 5 minutes in there, which would be the equivalent of about 70 tear gas grenades. Now remember, this is just pure obscuring smoke in this case, huh? For demonstration, and you and I wouldn't be walking here otherwise.
Slinging power, too.
See, it stays on the ground, and notice how she still stays on the ground. They used a patrol car. They had a mobile situation. They stuck one out of each side of the patrol car and went down this big area and just cleaned the streets with no difficulty at all. So that's another application, which again would protect your man better too. But you've got to certainly do that.
Has the appearance of a weapon.
Yeah, it's sticking out that snout, and that roar. It has a great voodoo effect.
I think it is indicative of the lack of any broad understanding of the police problems that both of the other groups before whom I appeared were almost exclusively concerned about why there were not more police officers from minority groups. I explained to these gentlemen that this was only a relatively minor part of the serious overall problem of recruiting and retaining competent police officers. It also may be considered illustrative of the lopsided concern for one segment of our society to the disadvantage of the other segments that appears so prevalent. And it would appear to me that we are undermining many of the fundamental tenets of social order by the increasing trend of permissiveness and even approval towards those militant few who would achieve social change by revolution rather than evolution.
Mr. President, thank you, Chief Robinson. We have many problems to be solved in law enforcement, and some of them are small problems and some of them are large. The problems are not unique to major metropolitan areas. They're unique to the United States, where we're going through the most trying times in the history of our nation. At this time, there is nobody in this nation that's any more important than the police chief. And in this, we have a challenge. And the challenge is to find out how we can best bring our message to the people of this country and turn all the people on and get them behind with their own efforts. We have people shouting at us every day and saying, "Let me tell you the way it is." Well, let's us say to them, "Let's us tell you the way it is." Anybody who tells you that property rights are subservient to the rights of an arsonist or a looter just isn't telling you the way it is. We have something else that we must do. We're being coerced, those of us in government. We're having people say to us, "You do it our way, or you be prepared to face some pretty terrible consequences." And you know what our answer has to be? Our answer has to be, "Okay, fella, you go ahead, you try us." Because we're not going to respond to coercion. We're going to sit down, we're going to talk, we're going to reason. But don't push us, because we don't push. We draw the line where the question of freedom arises, and we draw it where anarchy takes place.
My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosed